What are the signs that he or she is ready for marriage? What's up, money hearts? Welcome to part 2 of my conversation with relationship coach Aileen Santos from the Philippines. In this series, Aileen and I will be discussing questions that you have always wanted to ask the opposite sex. In this video, we will talk about how you can tell if your partner is ready for marriage, and here is how it went. By the way, if you are new to the channel, I will be giving away 1 Ethereum at the end of October 2021. Watch to the end of the video to find out how you can win. With that, let's head to the video. Okay, what are the signs of a man or a woman in a relationship who is ready to get married, and he or she is not just talking or making empty promises?
Okay, I actually would have wanted to talk to that person who asked that question because I want to understand that context. It's like, I think the question was from a woman and she was asking about man's readiness. And I'm wondering if what the situation is like. Is she talking about people that she's meeting right now and dating, and she wants to know if the people that she's dating, are they looking for a serious relationship or not? Or it's going to be a completely different answer if the person who was asking this was already in like a 3-year relationship and is wondering if her boyfriend is ever going to propose, is ever going to be ready. So, but just to, and there's also there are different mindsets that men and women go through, because men and women are different. We know that. And you've been doing that series, like men are from Mars, women are from Venus. For women, what actually happens is the way that they choose boyfriends is essentially the way that they're going to choose husbands anyway. So it's like if they're ready to have you as their boyfriend, unless you really mess it up, then you are the same choice for their husband. Okay. But for men, aside from knowing that this woman is a good match for me, there is that readiness that is needed before they go into thinking about marriage. So a man who is ready to become someone's boyfriend is not ready to become someone's husband. They are just simply ready to become someone's boyfriend. And so in answer to that question, what are the signs? So if that woman is just still dating, then you will never see that signs because you're still just dating. You still have, the man still has actually to decide if he's ready to be your boyfriend. So it's like, what I tell women, my women coaches, is that when you are dating, and you should just be really getting to know people. You should not be judging them. Okay, learn from them. And if they're really bad people, they disrespect you, we all should have those standards where we have that bare minimum of that kind of respect that we deserve. So we need to be ready to walk away when we are being disrespected, and if that person is really not a good person. But when we are dating and getting to know someone, we cannot really get to know them if we always have that husband checklist in our head. So it's almost like, my question is to that woman, when you are meeting men, are you really open to a relationship, or are you auditioning them for a role? And there's a difference. Being open to a relationship is, I'm getting to know these people. I'm getting to find out their personalities. And when I meet someone who's worth it, and someone who is also interested in something that's exclusive with me, that's when I start thinking about having a relationship. And then we take it one step at a time. But if they're dating with this husband checklist in their head, it's like they're producers for a TV show, and they're just checking off, okay, can act, can smile, has a bank account, all of these things. And that is so not fair. When you are meeting people, because you are not seeing them as people, as who they are, you are auditioning them for a role. And that is not the way to find the good kind of partner and to build a good kind of relationship.
Yeah, agree. With a checklist, you are basically just tick, 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 and you never know whether the other half has a checklist as well. So if you are judging
Yeah.
someone, they are judging you at the same time. So I think you should be, especially when you're just, at the initial stages of the relationship, you should just look at, really getting to know, because
Yeah.
nobody is going to nobody is going to tick every single item on your checklist.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
And you can't tick off these things in just 1 or 2 days. So that kind of question, is a man ready to be in a marriage, or is a woman ready to be in a marriage? That's the kind of question you only ask when you've been in a relationship with this person. And bottom line, if you're in a relationship with this person, you need to ask that person. And you should know that person well enough to understand the signs, and you do not ask a third party, whether, even if it's a coach, if it's an awesome coach or psychologist, because you are the two people in that relationship. If you can't ask these kinds of questions, then that is a relationship dynamic that needs to be corrected. Because in a healthy relationship, you should be able to talk about these things and
Yeah,
ask these kinds of
agree.
questions.
Yeah, and if I would say the red flags in a relationship will appear very early. So
Mhm.
especially if you see it in a man or a woman, you know, early in the relationship, but then you should know that these red flags will appear later in the relationship.
Yes, yes.
So
And
if
that's why
let's
we
say,
don't hurry these things. We really have to get to know people and not just judge them or on 1, 2, even 5 dates are not enough. Like, what, 5 dates are, what, just maximum of 10 hours? You don't know a person from 10
exactly.
hours.
Yeah. So yeah, like what you said, if let's say if they are ready for it, you should ask them about it, because if you try to hint them, men don't like hints. So the more
Yeah,
you
they
try,
need, if you have a question, you ask it.
exactly. So if they are not ready, they will tell you they are not ready. Just wait it out. Most men are prefer the honesty. If you tell them this is what I'm looking for in the relationship, are you on board with me, or do I need to give you more time to think about it? I think most men will appreciate if you ask them like that.
And it's also the timing of the question. That's not a question that you ask when you've been in a relationship for like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
because
definitely.
but 1.5 years, 2 years, 3 years, that's good.
Yeah,
That's a good kind of timing, because that also shows each other that you have gotten to know each other at up towards a point where you're no longer putting just the best foot forward. You are being your authentic self with this person. I think it takes 1.5 years, 1 year to 1.5 years, before we become really comfortable with someone and safe with someone to show our real selves, all the flaws and everything. That's why we have those fights and conflicts around the first 1.5 years of a relationship. But that simply means that you feel safe enough with this person to know that you can really be yourself, and you are checking if they see these flaws, will they still be okay with it? So that would be, when the flaws have been discussed and the conflicts have been resolved. So that would be around 2 to 3 years. That's when you can start asking that question.
yeah. When
And
when
the
the
timing is
when
good.
when the relationship has reached a maturity level, you have enough
Yes.
shared history, shared experiences, to
Mhm.
actually feel comfortable to talk about um, what you are insecure about in the relationship. Because a lot of
True, true,
people
true.
don't dare to bring it up, because maybe the relationship is too new. You are afraid to
Mhm.
offend the person. If you are not able to voice out what you're uncomfortable with in the relationship, I would say it's not mature enough for you to think about marriage.
Definitely not. Because yeah, marriage simply means that you know that this is the kind of person that you can really share life's ups and downs with, and you really have to have good communication skills with this person.
Yep. Okay.
To sum it up, I would say find a relationship that you are comfortable to talk about your insecurities. Your relationship should be mature enough for you to feel safe to talk about issues like this. With that, here's the question for you to stand a chance to win 1 Ethereum. Let me know in the comments what you have learned from this video. With that, I wish you well in your relationships, and I'll see you in the next video.